Jackson and welcome back to another video. So today I'll be showing you how to make origami paper cranes. So yeah, here's an example of one, and this is what you will be making. Okay, so what you'll need. All you're going to need is some origami paper. And yes, this is official real origami paper. Or if you don't have that, you can always use wrapping paper. I'll get to that in a second. So first off, I want to tell you dimensions. The dimensions of, well, at least my origami paper, and it is a 6 by 6 inch origami paper, and it needs to be a perfect square, so it's a 6 by 6 perfect square. And if you don't have that, you'll need to have a ruler, some scissors, and wrapping paper. So some wrapping paper has squares, and every square is an inch. If you can kind of notice, there's squares all over. Every single square is an inch on this wrapping paper. So you'll just need to have a 6 by 6 inch, and then you're good to go. And I'll tell you how to fold. Okay, so we use some old holiday wrapping paper and birthday wrapping paper. And see, this turned into that, and this turned into that. So, well, with that said, let's get started. Okay, I'm sorry, but one more thing before we get started. This official origami paper has white on the back. So there's a color and white, and that's very important, and I'll tell you why in a sec. And also wrapping paper. This has normal, and on the back is the white. So that's very helpful, and I'll tell you why. So when you fold, it's a very good indicator to know where you're gonna fold and how you're gonna fold it. And it's a very good indicator because there's two different colors and you'll know which side is which. Okay, without further ado, well, let's get started. Okay, to get started, you're gonna wanna have the white side up. You're gonna wanna make a fold like this to have it turn into a rectangle, and crease it. If you wanna crease it, take your fingernail and slide it down like that. And now we're gonna go to the other side and then fold it again into another rectangle, and then that's done. Now for the next part, you're gonna wanna fold it to the color side, fold a triangle so you see white, and it's gonna be a big triangle, and crease it. Now you're gonna wanna fold a second triangle over like this. So yeah, fold it the same way you did with the other. And then with that done, you'll look at it like this, and it kind of looks like a ninja star a little bit. And what I like to call this method the pop the belly. Just press it down and it's like you pop the belly. Now for this next part, you're gonna wanna pinch these two sides folding out, put them in like this, and pull the top down like that, and crease the sides. And then the top should look something like that. Okay, so before we continue on, I just want to say my folds weren't perfect, but you want to have them pretty close. So anyway, let's continue on. Okay, so with this open side facing you, so there's two levels. You want to take the top only. You're going to want to fold the paper over like this to start forming a kite, and remember to only take the top part down and fold only the top part, so you'll have something that looks like this. It's a little sloppy, but it's okay. So then we'll go on the other side. There, that's folded, and you're gonna wanna make it into a kite, and done. And it looks like a kite now. If that's what yours look like, you're doing it right. And then this top part of the kite, you're gonna wanna fold this way, one side, and then fold it up again to the other side. So you'll have both sides folded, and it will go both sides. Okay, so this next part is one of the trickiest parts, so you might wanna get help from an adult. So you're gonna wanna unfold these two and see how, and you only wanna take the top part, and then you're gonna wanna make it into a boat form. I like to call it the boat. And then see how there's the bottom ones? You wanna start with the bottoms first. And then it's starting to make a good fold. and then it will be easier to fold down again when you're doing it. And look, it went down perfectly. Now it's time to do the other side. So basically do the same thing again. And this one might be a little tricky because you're going to start to get legs forming, what I like to call them. So that one's good. That one's good. And then that's done. And then you have something that looks just like that. Okay, so these legs, see how it looks like it's walking? So these legs have to face you for this next part. So you want to see how there's two parts of it. You want to take the top only and fold it again to make an odd, new, cool looking shape in a triangular form, like I am now. And then you should have something like that. I'm going to turn it over and do the same for the other side. So that one's good. And that one's good. And then we'll carry on to the next step. Okay, so yours should look like this when you're done. And now this is another tricky part. So remember how I said it looks like that? Well, you're gonna wanna put your fingers like inside and carefully watch. And you're gonna fold it back into each other like that, sorta. Yeah, like that, fold it in on one side and then you can fold it in on the other. And then it should look something like what I like to call the devil. So now it looks like a devil a little bit, if you know what I'm talking about, kinda. And then with that said, let's carry on to the next part. Okay, so the rest of this, I just wanna say, the rest of the part of this should be a little way bit easier. So don't worry about any hard parts. We should be good for the rest. So you're gonna basically wanna take the very end and pull it back and see how without me doing anything, it's forming its own crease. That's completely normal, so fold this as far back as you can. And then do it again with the other side. Take the tip and see how it ended there. Then go as far back as the other. And now, let's carry on to the next step. Okay, you should now have something that looks like this. I can't give you a name for what this looks like because I have no clue. For the next step, you'll see how there's two of them. So you're gonna wanna pull them both down until it won't go anymore. So pull it as far, and then, so that's as far as mine went, until it starts ripping. Before it starts ripping, because you don't want it to rip. So that's as far as that one went. And the next part, will be carried on to. Okay, so this is how the whole thing looks now. So for the wing, you're gonna wanna pull it down till a crease starts forming, and then keep it down, and then we'll go to the next side. And now do the same for the other. The wings should match up, and see how my wings matched up? That means I did it correctly. And then they will come up like this, and now it's time for the head. Okay, so notice how there's two sides. One's a little bit higher than the other. I recommend doing the one that's a little bit higher up than the other one to fold. So basically you're gonna wanna take it like this and turn the head down and crease it, and then you should have your head. And for the last part, you're gonna wanna take this one, carefully pull it out and see how it's making a bubble, like puffing up. That means it's good. And well, then you're basically done. Okay, so the project is complete and this is what it looks like. So your origami crane is complete and ready to fly. Okay, so there's two reasons why I picked the origami crane to do as a video. Now, the first reason is this is very good OT. My OT recommended doing this, so here I am doing it because it's very good hand strengthening. And the second reason is, in Japanese culture, yes, origami is a Japanese art. They would hang like 1,000 origami cranes all around their house, fold a paper clip through the origami crane, and then hang it to string and hang it to the ceiling, and it means good luck in Japanese culture. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you really enjoyed. And this project is great to do with your family. You can make a whole bunch of them, maybe even 1,000 like they do in Japanese culture and hang them all up on your house. I hope you might do this with me in the video or after the video if you memorize it. And well, with that said, I'll see you in the next video, so bye! Whoosh! And by the way, make sure to remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Whoop.